Going to talk about keys for success for Texas A&M quarterback Marcel Reed against South Carolina's defense. And as of the recording of the video, there hasn't been an announced starter. Elko hasn't even had his press conference yet this Monday. Excuse me, it's coming up in a few hours. But I'm just going to go ahead and assume it's Marcel Reed. And if for some reason it's not, and I'm surprised, then maybe I'll make a different video, right? So anyways, we're going to talk about Marcel Reed, talk about the keys that he needs to focus on to have success against this defense. And we'll also talk about South Carolina's defense. So before we talk about Reed, let's break down or just talk about South Carolina's defense here a little bit. You can see these clips that we have going on. It's broadcast footage. I do apologize, but we'll have these clips in the background as we talk about the defense. Then we'll break down some of Reed's throws and the type of plays he's going to have to make to beat this South Carolina defense. So, A&M fans, South Carolina's defense is very similar to y'all. Y'all have 11 interceptions. They have 10 interceptions. So they're right behind y'all, and they create havoc. They show one thing pre-snap. They show something else post-snap. They're able to get a lot of pressure without having to blitz the quarterback a lot. Here's a delayed blitz that gets the pressure. But you'll see that a lot of the havoc that they make and create leads to quarterbacks having mistakes. Again, they have 10 interceptions. They have several sack strips, which you'll see right here. So they force the quarterback to make mistakes. Against Oklahoma, they had 30 pressures, 10 sacks, 2 interceptions, and at least 1 forced fumble that I can remember. They only blitzed 30% of the time. So again, they're able to get a lot of pressure without having to bring extra guys. Against Bama, they had 15 pressures, 3 sacks, and 2 interceptions. They blitzed a little bit more against Alabama, but they got pressure against Kentucky. They got pressure against LSU, even Ole Miss at times, right? But the way to potentially have success against this defense, and we're going to talk about Reed here in a second, is you're going to have to hit on some vertical plays. Garrett Nussmeier, who y'all just faced and y'all just beat, the reason that they were able to win was because of the vertical plays and the vertical passing attack that Nuss was able to have on South Carolina. The reason that Ole Miss, besides South Carolina's offense shooting themselves in the foot, but the reason they were able to have some success is because Dart was able to hit on some big throws. Now, he was inconsistent, but he still hit on enough big throws to have success. But regardless, the pressure from South Carolina's defense does make it tougher. It does make it harder to hit on those vertical throws, especially at night. So with that said, let's talk about Marcel Reed a little bit. I think we have a few more clips of the defense that y'all can watch. Here's the last clip of South Carolina's defense. And then we'll have some Reed breakdowns. But when talking about Marcel Reed, there's a lot of excitement coming off this comeback win, right? And rightfully so. He comes in down by 10. They lead to 3, 4 touchdowns, whatever it may be, as he comes in to lead the victory. I think 4 touchdowns and a field goal with him at quarterback. A lot of excitement. So what I want to see is I'm looking forward to see how he has developed these past few weeks while sitting on the bench, right? How he has developed and pushing the ball downfield in the vertical passing game. And we're going to see Reed here in a second. Let's go ahead and pause it. And let's talk about the quick keys for success from Marcel Reed. Then we'll break down this film here in a minute or so. I'll let it play again. But I got 3 or 4 keys for Reed to have success against South Carolina defense. Key number 1, I think it's obvious, and we're going to watch this play in a second. And fans, y'all know what play is coming. But use your legs. You're going to have to use your legs, not just to create passing plays, but to run, right? Especially against South Carolina's defensive line, the pressure that they get. You're going to have to use your legs to find some success. It's your best weapon right now in South Carolina's pass rush, maybe the best pass rush you face all season. Number 2, you're going to have to hit on some vertical throws. Now, it doesn't have to be deep shots, but there's going to have to be some vertical throws that you hit on. I think the vertical passing game is going to have to be improved, and we saw that against A&M, or not against A&M, excuse me, against LSU, that deep throw to Thomas, I believe. We saw the ability is there, but he is going to have to hit on these throws. He is 4 of 18 on throws. The ball is thrown 20 yards or more in the air, and he is 16 of 39 on throws. The ball is thrown 10 yards or more in the air, according to PFF. So you want those numbers to be improved. Now, he started against Florida in the Swamp. Florida's not a good defense, but it was his first start. It was in the Swamp, and he started against Arkansas, which is a very good defense. I think an underrated defense in the SEC. But regardless, I think you're going to have to hit on some vertical throws to win, which the ability is there. There needs to be some consistency. Key number 3, trust your reads. Go through your progressions. That will help being on time, not missing any throws. And then key number 4, something that I think we saw a little bit with Klein calling these plays, some creativity that leads to some creative pass plays. So with that said, let's go ahead and look at these clips. So here is a rushing touchdown against LSU. This is what got them on the board. You're going to see a little zone read action, right? Boom, he has the option to give, makes the right read. Defender dives in and is able to get upfield. Now, this guy is man with him. So if we go back, This guy has the quarterback. He has the quarterback. He's already a step behind. So this is where Marcel Reed's speed comes into play and his ability to make guys miss. It's one-on-one here, essentially, because we got 2 blockers here. So Reed has the option to keep going or bounces in. 2 can't get him right here. Ends up being a nice touch. And so, again, we're going to have to see Reed as a runner, I highly believe, to have success. Maybe to get the game going. Maybe to get him comfortable in the game. Key number 2, maybe the most important part to win is hitting these vertical throws. Again, we talked about how the consistency hasn't been there, but the ability has been shown. Now, this is a hell of a throw right here. One of the best throws that any quarterback for A&M has made this season, right? Is it the best throw? Maybe. A&M fans, what do y'all think? Is this the best throw of the season so far for any quarterback? Let me know. All right, so this was a big play here, big time conversion, deep ball. LSU just brings 3, and he throws a very nice deep ball, especially after LSU just scored, to Noah Thomas. I promise A&M fans, I'm getting better at knowing the receivers and running backs' names. We're an SEC quarterback channel, so we know all the quarterbacks and we're able to break them down, but sometimes we forget the receivers and the DB or the running backs. But great deep ball. I think he's going to have to hit on 1 or 2 of these type of throws and then some more intermediate type throws. Key number 3, trust your read. Go through your progressions, and these next 2 clips we're going to watch. Let me move myself out of the way. This is a touchdown against Arkansas early in the game. You go notice he's looking middle of the field, kind of boundary side a little bit. Then he comes over field side, throws a deep out, which I think is again to Noah Thomas, and this ends up being a touchdown. So trust your reads, go through your progressions, which he did here, and then throw a nice intermediate throw here. Again, he only has, 16 completions with the ball thrown 10 yards or more in the air, and we're watching several of them. Again, it's the ability's there. It's just the consistency factor. And then when you got receivers like this, again, I think A&M maybe has one of the more underrated receiving cores in the SEC, if not college football. Just watch them a lot as late. They got some dudes to throw to. So trust your reads, go through your progressions, and throw on time. And we'll watch, I think we got, 1 or 2 more videos. Again, this is broadcast footage. I got to slow it down, so I do apologize. All right, key number, 2 more throws. 2 more throws we'll watch. So we're going to see against Florida. This puts them up 10-0. This is his first touchdown pass of the season, I believe, against Florida. We're going to see him go through his reads, looking here, and he comes back kind of backside on like a skinny post route to, I believe, him right here. But notice he's looking this side first, and we don't have the all-22, but I'm assuming the safety's moving over here. He comes back to this side and throws a nice strike for a touchdown. I like this throw. I like this ability shown here. Now he's open, but still their safety got out of position. It was a good read by Marcel Reed on that touchdown. And the last key, some creative type pass plays, which we're going to see here in a second. This is a unique play. It's almost like play action considered, essentially. Who is this up here? Anyways, you're going to see it's like a fake run that he has. It gets the defense in here, and he throws a nice slant route here against Arkansas. So I think you have the option to have some creative plays because it can get the defense out of position, especially facing a South Carolina defense who is extremely talented and extremely aggressive. Again, similar to y'all's defense, A&M, they're a good defense, very aggressive, and so you can get them out of position. So watch how the threat of him just running gets these backers out of position. This creates the throwing lane. I think you have opportunity for these type of throws here, right? You see this corner kind of bailing a little bit too, but all the space is here. You talk, go up here, boom, space. Go into here, and then a nice throw right there. So the ability to create some creative plays to help get the passing game going. So just to recap, Marcel Reed, 1, you got to use your legs as a runner, especially early in the game. I think will help you settle in. Key number 2, to win the game, hit on some vertical passing plays. We already talked about those numbers. The ability's there. Now let's see some consistency. Key number 3, trust your progressions, go through your reads. That will help you be on time, like we saw the Florida clip and like we saw on the play against Arkansas. And key number 4, some creativity in the passing game to get defenders out of position and help create some easy throws. So A&M fans, I want to hear from you. 1, what do you want to see from Marcel Reed? Again, he hasn't been named the starter for South Carolina this week. I'm just going to go ahead and do this breakdown like he is the starter. And if I'm wrong, then maybe I'll do a different video, right? But go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you want to see from Reed? What do you think the keys are for success against South Carolina's defense? And as always, if you like this type of SEC quarterback kind of niche content, we do a lot of A&M QB content, so please consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, share. It does help us grow. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.